Today we are going to make some loofah soap. And this loofah soap turned out really good. Some of them have more of the white background than the pink background. Some have more of a pink background. Let's see. See, like these two have the white and they kind of a mixture. And this one has more of the, and they're kind of glittery. I don't know if you guys can see that. I'll get a better picture here in a minute. There's a little bit of shimmer in there. So let's just talk about loofah soaps. Let's just talk about loofahs real quick. The loofah plant, the gourd loofah plant, goes by numerous names. And these names include and then you can buy the loofah seeds. And it does take about 90 to 120 days for it to actually do its business and to get a plant. Now you can buy it like this. Now this one's been cut up because I used it for my soaps, but you can buy it in an actual state that it is. Or this particular person dehydrated hers and squished it down to make the packaging easier. All I need to do is cut this off, put it in water for about 10 to 15 seconds, and it will rehydrate to its natural size that it was prior to her squishing it down. So planting can take up to 3 to 4 months. So by the time you do the whole planting the seed and it actually sprout and harvest, it could be 90 to 120 days. You start early spring to get the product by mid-summer. Loofah plants are not invasive plants. They do have vines and they do go quite the distance, but they are not considered invasive, and you do have to replant every single year. The greatest thing about these, so for instance, these sellers, when they sent them to me, there still are seeds in them. And now the seeds that's in them, because they went through the process, or you can buy them like this. So after they get to their point of this, you actually get the seeds out. You can like shake it out or whatever, and you can reuse those seeds to plant next year. So you can use the seeds of the plants each year to redo it, which that's a bonus. You don't have to keep buying seeds. You can reuse the seeds from the plants that you get. The loofah at the state, when it's the vegetable, I suppose, is you can eat it. It is a product that you can eat. You would do it like you would harvest it early, not later. So this would be the later, after like 4 months, which we'll talk about here in a second. But you would probably harvest this earlier, and then you cook it up as if you would with like squash of some sort, of the zucchini, fruit and veggies. So when this comes through the ground, it looks like a long cucumber or a long squash or zucchini. What you're supposed to do is set it out for a few days and like literally peel let the outer green coverage, like it slimes off or peels off, exposing this. You don't actually, I don't think you should have to actually peel it. I don't know. Whenever I do it next year, I'll get better and let you know. But I was told after you let it set on your counter for a few days, it just kind of comes off. It slides right off, leaving the actual, the loofah part of it. And then you can hang it up to dry, and then that's when the seeds will start to come out. And so like this one here has seeds in it. So I have bonus plants. I have seeds that's in my plants that I bought, and I also did buy some seeds too. So with the loofah soaps, this is biodegradable. Obviously, it is a plant, and so you can use it, and it's great when you lather it up. This soap will last quite a while. Not, obviously, this is not a forever bar, and this is not a forever loofah, but it will last for quite some time. And when you're done with the product, I don't know, I have not used a loofah bar yet, so I don't know if it disintegrates as you use it or if you have to throw away the piece after you're done. But it is a plant-like base on there. but it does give that gentle exfoliation after you soap it up and you use it. But that's a little bit about my loofah plants and my loofah soap, and I'm so excited that I have it made, and I cannot wait to try this out on my own and see how I like it. So there's my loofah plant. The soap does go all the way down, but after I poured it, I did push the soap further into the soap, so this whole thing is full of loofah. So the whole soap does have loofah. So if I was to cut this in half, you would see that there'd be loofah in there. Actually, you can see that on this end there is loofah coming through. I don't know if you guys can see the loofah. That is so exciting. So there's my loofah soaps. Hope you enjoy. Thanks for watching.
You need a scale to measure out the soap. You can buy these molds at any craft store. Spatulas and measuring devices. A cutting board and a cutting device. Mixing containers. Essential oil of your own choice. Isopropyl alcohol. For the colorant, I'm going to use Strawberry Moonshine by Mad Micas. The loofah gourd. I will be using the Melt and Pour goat milk soap base for today's project. Scissors to cut the loofahs. What I'm doing here is I'm going to show you how to zero it out. So you need to know how much of these squares the soap will hold, so you know how much soap to put into it. And so I'm showing you with the water to zero out your scale to show you how much each of these hold for soap. And then you multiply it by 6. Now dice up your soap, the Melt and Pour soap product, into small pieces because you're going to put this in the microwave for 30-second bursts until it melts. So you gotta dice it up pretty small and then put it in your bucket and make sure you have the correct amount that goes into the mold times 6. Now I'm just showing you my loofah products and the people who I bought them from. A huge thanks to them. You can buy them anywhere off any Etsy, Amazon. Just type in loofah gourd and you can find the product anywhere. Using the isopropyl alcohol helps make sure things don't stick and they slide right out, and it just evaporates so it's not in the soap. So I learned if you use a popsicle stick when you pour this, you get the fragrance swirl in the actual container and not over your scale. So that was a cool trick I learned. After you're done melting down the Melt and Pour base, you have to wait for it to cool down before you can add the essential oils and also the colorant, because it can actually scorch, which is not a good thing. So I'm going to continue to stir the Melt and Pour until it gets to the right temperature. So in the meantime, I'm going to go ahead and cut up my loofahs and get them in the spots so I can be ready when it cools down to the temperature to pour. Spritz again just to make sure nothing sticks. Adding the essential oil. Smells so good.